Hello everyone, my name is Abdulaziz and welcome to King Abdulaziz Center for World Culture. I am part of the educational team here in the center and also a museum educator. So in our session today, it's talking about the modern calligraphy. But what do we mean with modern calligraphy and where is the modern calligraphy start? So in Arabic calligraphy, we have a different style, the authentic one. It's about 5 maybe styles. It's the kufuk and also the diwani and also النسخ and also الرقعة and also the al-farisi. And these 5 styles, the calligraphers always has been developed these styles to go beyond what they have in the papers, to decorate some mosques and also to maybe drawing some of the letters on the walls and also to as nowadays they're using it and designing some logos and digital maybe using. So to practice this modern calligraphy, we are identifying the letters, the Arabic letters, about 28 letters, and we're going to practice it today together with a simple materials you can find it at your homes, and hopefully with the different materials that you can create, and also you can tweak it a bit to get the result that you want. So at the beginning, we're going to use a ruler and also a pen or a pencil to get our lines on the papers, to find out the balance while we are writing down the papers. And now, whatever that you have from a different calligraphy pens, sizes or even materials like the metal one or the one that you can find it in any shop that near your home. So at the beginning, the using of the pen is the trick, and how to grab the pen. It's the secret behind doing different patterns and finding the rhythm between them. So at the beginning, if I grab the pen vertical in the paper, I will have a thin line. But if I put all the tip of the pen on the paper, I will have the bold line. So between this and that, I want to tweak and play with this result to get a different angles and curves, whatever the curve that I want to do or I want to play with. So you can find the Arabic letter if you search in the internet to find out the result that you want to end up with, or to rely on the basic of the Arabic letters. The secret behind using the Arabic letter is unique, and also having the flexibility that we want to do today to find out our own style of the modern calligraphy. And this is the way that I'm using when I design my own modern calligraphy or style. So I'm gonna show you the difference between the typical one we have in Arabic calligraphy. So this is the typical way of writing the Arabic letters. And this is the way I'm gonna play with them to have a different styles of writing. Now, as you can see, we have been developed the typical one to be a calligrapher style, or as a level 2 of writing the same letters. So this is the way the calligraphers usually do with the letter. They tweak it a bit. They play with the curves. They play with the end of the letters itself to make it more beauty and unique. So while we are now in the quarantine at our homes, we have all the time to imagine and also to develop the regular way that we're writing our own letters. So now we have a trick that I usually do before creating a different pattern. I just do like a training for the same pencil, the pen that I'm using, or the marker. So I can go over all the paper with a flexibility. So again, I'm gonna do the typical one so we can see the difference. So I'm gonna do a pattern number 1 and a pattern number 2. So number 1, it's about flexibility with circle pattern. And number 2 is relying on the square pattern. But it's the same letter as the one. And now you can see the difference if I just relying on the type of the pattern and finding the rhythm between the same letters and the same pattern. If I choose the square or the circle one, it's always become a rhythm between the same lettering inside the alphabet itself. And here we have in Arabic calligraphy or in the Arabic alphabet 28 letter. It's supposed to be in one rhythm, whatever the pattern that you choose or whatever the rhythm that you choose to develop or work on. And now I'm going to show you the difference also between choosing the same letter but with a different position in the word in the same word, or with different patterns. So we have the letter Ha in the beginning, and now in the middle, and at the end. So the letter Ha, write it down like that. So this is number 1. And at the middle, you can do it like that. At the end, so at the pattern number 1, we can find the similarity between the same letter itself. We can see the beginning here of the same letter. It's repeated again, but the size, it's always gonna be changed, depends on the position of the letter itself. If we try it again with another pattern, let's call it number 2. So we have the same thing again. As you can see, the beginning and the top of the letter itself, it's getting the same thing repeating again. And all of this is gonna take some time from you to visualize it and also to practice it very well to get the result that you want. And now I'm gonna use again another letter. I'm gonna start with حرف. At the beginning, the letter ها. At the middle, something would be something like that. At the end, it will be like this. So this is the beauty of the Arabic letter. It's always unique, it's always flexible to play with and to tweak it to a different and unlimited pattern. So this is the pattern number 1. Again, as you can see, there is no that much of similarity, but it depends on the same way of tweaking the letter itself from the inside. So we have at least one part of the letter still there. So we can easily read it and easily identify it. So with the number 2 pattern, we can do like this. And now, again, there is just one part of the letter. We have it repeated on the pattern, so we can identify the same letter again. You can use this methodology or this technique, or also you can practice on the same position of the same letter. I'm going to use it now again with another letter. The letter is ya. This is the ya individual, and then in the middle, and at the end, it's like that. So we can play with it like this. Or so now we get it to develop the letter itself to be as a free as we can, to make it as a freestyle and also as a modern calligraphy. So we have here, this is the number 1 for the letter itself individually, and then in the middle, and then at the end. So we can identify the letter because there is a dot, always reminds us this is the harf ya, and also the end of the harf here, and also the curves that inside the letter itself. And we can also play with it also in a pattern number 2. So here's the same thing again. The most variety that we have of Arabic letters and also the freestyling of the letter itself, the more that we can tweak and also play with the same pattern or rhythm that we have in the lettering itself. And now, if we want to visualize some of the famous words we have in Arabic and how to tweak it to be in a modern style or freestyle. So we have As-salam, which is peace. We can play with it like to make it more freely using of the pattern that we create before, and also to tweak it a bit to be more modern in a different stylus. So, as we said before, this is the number 1 pattern, and this is the number 2. So if you know, this is the result after playing with the letters and creating a pattern or a rhythm, you would work very hard on this and focus on the curves and difference between them in each pattern that you create, and also the uses and the sizes between each one of them. So we're gonna try another time with another letter. which is kaf at the beginning, and then and the middle, and at the end. So number 1 will be and this is number 2. And now again, as you see, you are repeating the same curving inside the letters with the different sizes because of the using of the same letter again. And here we go again to do another letter. So you can find it easy to do the same by yourself again. And now we have the letter ضاد at the middle and at the end. So now I want you to focus on the way that I'm writing the letter itself. I'm just moving my fingers, not all my hand. As you see, my hand just settling down the table on the or the surface that you have, and then I'm just moving my fingers. And now we can find the pattern that we create, and also with keeping the same sizes, just getting bigger or smaller with the position of the same letter. So as you can see, you can identify the letter because there is a rhythm and there is a similarity between the same pattern. And here we go again to create another pattern. As you can see, I'm just moving my fingers without the need to move all the hand. And now again, to find the similarity again in the same letter. And just remember, the more that you practice doing the patterns, or even copy some of the samples that you may have searched about it in the internet, you would have the opportunity to develop your own freestyle. So we're gonna use now حرف سين. So the letter C, we can play it with a different styles and a different patterns. And after we play with it, we can find the most one that we do love or we do favor. So so this all three is just the same one at the beginning. And then we could do it like this or like that. Even this for the same letter at the middle. If we try it with another pattern, it could be something like that for the same letter at the beginning, and the same thing for the letter at the middle. And sometimes the pattern shows a different and a smaller unique pattern than the one that you have at the beginning, but it also could be considered as a different or a modern calligraphy. So as you see, I'm trying to highlight the difference between all these patterns. Okay. I'm gonna try it another time with one of the word also again, and how we can play with it. Yes. Since we are talking about beauty, this is the beauty in Arabic letter, and you can find it also in yours while you are practicing these techniques. So here we have two different styles or patterns. It's the number 1, it's the number 2. To the word beauty in Arabic, which is called al-jamal. So here I played with the curves. As you can see, there is a similarity between a different also lettering, so I can have the rhythm done very well. At the same thing here in the square one, I try to find the perfect angles so you can see it as it is now. So how can I find the rhythm at the end of this all? So as we said, there is a 28 letter of Arabic calligraphy, but let us see with some of them. How can I find the rhythm to create this pattern? So as you can see, I'm trying to copy and trying to tweak a bit the sizes between each letter to keep the rhythm and to keep it similar to each other. So now we have different letters, but it has all the same letter or the same, rhythm and pattern. So at the end, I'm trying to keep the thin line at the end, and also the curves. It looks similar to each other. So as you can see, you can tell it's one pattern. Here, the number 2, the same thing. We have the same end up on the letter, and also the angles are trying to do the same with each one of them. At the beginning, at the end, it all looks similar. So we can tell again it's one pattern. And now we're going to practice a little exercise to find the angles and also to decide which pattern I could take. And for example, the letter H. If I wanted to be more flexible, I would do something like this, and then I will decide. If the circle here look very big, I will go again to do it maybe smaller, and maybe I use some angles with the curves, or maybe I want it to be more lighter. I keep practicing until I get the result that I want, and then I just give myself a feedback if the size is okay, if it's look completely with the pattern as a rhythm. If it's not, what can I change from the end at the beginning? How can I deal with the same letter? The same thing with the different patterns. If I gonna do it like this, if it's would be beauty or not, if I have to keep a space between each part like this, if I'm gonna to route it part by part to identify the part that I didn't like. If it looks too much, what could I do to figure it out? So as you can see, I have to decide if it look beautiful or not, if I can take some of the parts inside the letter itself. If the space is too much, what if I can make it smaller, and how it would be looking like. Now it's your turn now to search about the favorite spot or the favorite letter that you want to do, or the pattern that you want to rely on. Just search on the internet to find out the pattern that you want to practice on it at the beginning. And there is a lot of samples you can find, the museums and the galleries, and also on the internet of the Arabic calligraphy or whatever the language that you are using. Just remember it's a trick and a tweak a bit between the materials that you use and the pen that you use, and also the way that you use these materials. So I hope that I can see some of your results on the hashtag Finding Beauty. And while we are all in quarantine now, I hope that it's the perfect opportunity to create some design and some patterns that you can use as your own way of doing the modern calligraphy. At the end, I would like to thank you all And also, I will let you know with my colleagues also, Farah and Robert, to do their own session, the story of beauty. So thank you everyone, and see you again inshallah. And show us your artwork at the hashtag Finding Beauty.